Salts. Salts are ionic compounds generally formed by the neutralization of an acid with a base. Salts are made up of positive ions, that are cations, and negative ions, anions. A cation is metallic and is derived from a base. Therefore, it is called a basic radical, while an anion is derived from acid. Therefore, it is called acidic radical. As we have discussed in our previous slides about the neutralization reaction, so same the salts are produced by the combination of an acid and a base. Dear all, a salt gets its name from the names of the metal and the acid. As you can see in this table 10.4 that is present on our book page number 38, they have given you a table of metal, acid and the salt name. In this, the metal sodium reacts with hydrochloric acid and form a salt, that is sodium chloride. Potassium reacts with nitric acid and form potassium nitrate salt. Similarly, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid and form zinc sulfate. Calcium react with phosphoric acid and form calcium phosphate. Silver react with acetic acid and form silver acetate. Now, the characteristic properties of salts. Salts are ionic compounds formed in crystalline form. They have high melting and boiling point. Most of the salts contain the water of crystallization, which is responsible for the shape of crystals. Number of molecules of water are specific for each salt and they are written with the chemical formula of salt. As you can see in this example given below, copper sulfate along with the 5 molecules of water. Yes, so these salts were having the water of crystallization. How many molecules of water are there in copper sulfate? So there are 5 molecules of water. Similarly, calcium phosphate is also having that 2 molecules of water. Number 4th property is salts are neutral. Yes, as the salts are ionic compounds and ionic compounds are formed by the positive and negative ion, so the salts are generally neutral compound. Although it doesn't mean that they do not compose of equal number of positive and negative ion. It doesn't mean if positive ions, let's take an example, if positive ions are 10 and negative ions should be 10. No, it's not like that. Fine, but they have the equal number of positive and negative charge. It means the strength of positive and negative charges are equal. That nullifies the effect of each other, and that is why the salt is neutral. Now here comes the preparation of salts. Salts may be water soluble or insoluble. The methods used for the preparation of salts are based on their solubility in water. Journal method for the preparation of salts. So there are different 5 journal methods for the preparation of salts. 4 methods make soluble salts, but 1 prepare the insoluble salt. So here we'll discuss one by one in this slide. The preparation of soluble salts. Soluble salts are often prepared in water. Therefore, they are recovered by evaporation or crystallization. So the soluble means it indicates that they are easily dissolvable in water. By the reaction of an acid and a metal, which is a direct displacement method. Yes, this is a direct displacement method in which hydrogen ion of an acid is replaced by a reactive metal. That reactive metal can be calcium, magnesium, zinc and iron. As you can see in this given below example, hydrochloric acid react with magnesium and form magnesium chloride along with hydrogen gas. By the reaction of an acid and a base, yes, you all people were very familiar with this neutralization reaction in which an acid reacts with a base and produce a salts. So they have given you an example of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, and they will react with each other and form sodium chloride and water. By the reaction of an acid and metallic oxide. Mostly the insoluble metallic oxides react with dilute acid to form the salt and water. And here they have given you an example of copper oxide that react with sulfuric acid and form copper sulfate and water. Yes, in your book page number 40 they have also given you another method for the preparation of soluble salt, that is by reaction of acid and a carbonate. Dilute acids react with metallic carbonate to produce a salt, water and carbon dioxide gas, as you can see in that below example. Now the preparation of insoluble salts. How the insoluble salts are prepared. In this method, usually the solution of two soluble salts are mixed. During the reaction, exchange of ion radical take place. In this, the metallic radicals exchange with an acid radical take place. Yes, the metallic ions will be replaced by the acidic ions to produce the two new salt. One of the salt which is produced is insoluble and the other is soluble. The insoluble salts precipitates that is solidified in the solution, and we can easily separate the insoluble salt from the soluble salt. Like silver nitrate, when react with sodium chloride, it will form silver chloride as well as sodium. After the preparation of the salts, here comes the types of salt. So there are main classes for the salts are normal salts, basic salts, mixed salts, acidic salts, double salts and complex salt. Number 1 is normal or neutral salt. A salt formed by the total replacement of ionizable hydrogen ion of an acid by a positive metal ion is called a normal salt or a neutral salt. These salts are neutral to litmus paper, that is, they do not give any color to the litmus paper. They have given you an example over there, like when hydrochloric acid is react with potassium hydroxide, it will form the potassium chloride and water. And another example they have given you, when these salts react with the metallic oxides, they will produce the neutral or normal salts. Acidic salt. These salts are formed by the partial replacement of a replaceable hydrogen ion of an acid by a positive metal ion. Here they have given you an example of sulfuric acid. When react with potassium hydroxide, it will produce the potassium hydrogen sulfate as well as water. These acidic salts turn the blue litmus paper red. Basic salt. Basic salts are formed by the incomplete neutralization of polyhydroxy base by an acid. This polyhydroxy base mean, as you can see in the below example, aluminium hydroxide when react with hydrochloric acid. This aluminium hydroxide is having the 3 hydroxyl group attached with it. So that is why it is called a polyhydroxy base. Mixed salt. Mixed salts contain more than one basic or acidic radical. Bleaching powder is an example of mixed salt. Now the double salt. Double salts are formed by the two normal salts when they are crystallized from a mixture of equimolar saturated solution. The individual salts component retain their properties. The anion and cation give their respective test. Mohr's salt, they have given you this formula, potash alum, ferric alum are the examples of double salts. Dear students, the formulas of these salts are very important, and from board point of view, they will give you the name of these salts and you have to write the chemical formula of these salts. Complex salts. Complex salts on dissociation provides a simple cation and a complex anion or vice versa. Only the simple ions yield the characteristic test for cation or anion. For example, potassium ferrocyanide gives an ionization, a simple cation and a complex anion. I hope that this lesson helps you in understanding the above mentioned all the topics. If you were having any ambiguity, any problem, we will discuss inshallah in our meetup class. Take care of yourself and